to go to a place, and it's not just, it wasn't colored men, I'm just talking about colored men now, because everybody was there, all races, nationalities. But to see such a movement taking place where men are going to church, it blew my mind. And even though I had never planned to go, and I didn't plan to go then, it hit my mind, this is unusual. You want to go and see what's going on. Man, even though we was in revival, I went up to Charlotte to be a part of that meeting, because I recognized that sometimes opportunities and things that God's doing, it comes and it goes so quickly. And I knew that if I don't jump in on it, I can miss what God's doing. And then I thought like Moses, because when Moses saw that burning bush burning, he looked up and said, let me go see this sight, because there's something to this. I got to see this for myself. An opportunity is something you got to pounce on it when you see it. Man, I went up there and I saw that great move of God, and that was the last one he had separated from, what is the thing he's doing now? Megafest. It was such a move of God to see men come together, worship God and pray. And a lot of men got saved. Pastor Tyson would take a bus of men down there and afford it out of his own pocket, busing men down. No wonder the Lord is blessing him so in ministry today. Making an investment in an hour, making the right investment, catching the right moment can do great things in your life. It's amazing how we let things pass by that we miss because we can't lock in on it. We can't see God's in it. Look at somebody and say, if God's in something, don't you close your eyes. And don't you do what? And don't you just sit around and just watch, get in where you can get in at. I mean, don't be a person who sit on the outside just looking in. God's in that thing. Man, I don't want to be, if God's in it, I want to get in on it. I want to touch it somewhere. I want to touch it somehow. I want it to touch me. I want to touch it. I want it to touch me. Because God, if you're up to something, don't leave me on the outside looking in. Well, that's what happened to these guys, these astute people. They were left on the outside looking in. The Bible said the power of the Lord was present to heal them. In the Bible, and then it immediately shifted away from them. It shifted. Look at the next verse. It shifted away from them. It don't even talk about them. It goes to some men who were there. Some men who were there. So, now I told you about these other astute people who were there. These scholars who were there. But let me tell you something. There were some plain people there. That wasn't about all that. Wasn't about all that pizzazz, looking and judging, and that's what I like. I like to be in church. I like to be in church service where it ain't about nobody, ain't about nobody's title, ain't about somebody saying I got this title or that title. I want to be in the church with folks who don't care nothing about nothing but is Jesus in this place. So here it was, these men, the Bible said, they thought about their friend. Men bought a bed, in a bed, a man was taken with the palsy. Now the thing about this that blows my mind, Kurt, is that we hear about these men bringing the man in a bed. But the truth of this, we see them making it there with the man in the bed. But it didn't start there. See, it started a long ways from there. I believe it started when they came to the service and recognized the anointing that was in the place. I believe, Evangelist Rosalind, when they came and they noticed that there was such a supernatural presence of God in that place, that they began to say, wow, healing is in this house. And then I believe, Sister Beverly, they got it in their mind. If healing is in this house, I got Bud on my mind. Who was Bud? Bud's my friend. And I believe he looked at his other friends and said, hey, man, what you think? What you think? What you think? What, man? You thinking we can get Bud here in this service, that Bud can get healed? And the other partner said, man, that's a great idea. Or they probably looked at each other together and say, man, this is what we've been waiting on. Bud is about to lose his life, but if we can get him in this service. You don't see it, Dixon, but they collaborated together and they made a decision, Sister William. They said, we're going to get him here. They collaborated together. They made a decision, said, we're going to get this guy up in here because this is what we've been waiting on. He's sick. Palsy was a debilitating disease that makes you kind of shake. It generally meant the person was paralyzed. So if he's paralyzed, he can't come in there himself. He can't do it himself. So how do you get a paralyzed person to make it to a meeting? You got to what? You got to carry them. What you use to carry them with? Can you put him on the wagon? I don't know, Willie. They might have used the wagon. I don't know if they used the wagon or not. But one thing for sure, when we do see them, and the writer Luke talked about him, he said they brought him in on a bed. They brought him in a bed, and you know what happened? They started thinking about this thing. Everybody's up in this place. And you know what, I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing how God works. It's amazing how God works. While you're thinking in your mind that everybody that is somebody is at this meeting, God ain't thinking about who's there. God generally, because God ain't thinking about no title. God ain't thinking about, while everybody that is somebody that's there, everybody that could be somebody was there. Some of the leaders were there, some of the most, well-known people around that was there. And it's amazing, too. Another thing that amazes me about, you know what really gets me about this? What kind of house that can have these many people in it? And then the thing about it is the possibility here, and this will blow your mind, too. The possibility here, you know whose house this is? This is Peter's house. A poor man with a huge house. Wow. Check it out. You'll find out that the commentators believe that this is actually Peter's house. Fishing sure been good to Peter. I'm telling you, boy, kind of make me think about my friend Alvin Ray. Alvin Ray is a good friend of mine. Alvin Ray made his first million. Alvin Ray went straight out of high school and didn't even go to college. Made his first million at 29. First million at 29 years old. Started his own business. First million at 29 years old. Worked for a company, left that company, started on his own. 29 years old, first million. Alvin made so many millions of dollars. Has about 6 or 7 different offices in different cities. Man, I'm telling you, the key to success is pouncing on a good opportunity.